Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Mel. I am going to be talking about reverse dieting today. Uh, I'm not going to get too technical, but I do want to kind of go over this a little bit because I feel like this is kind of the missing link to a lot of people's weight loss journeys. And I think it is, well, I know it is a huge reason why people are unsuccessful in losing weight and then maintaining it. It's reverse dieting. So when people lose, I'm going to get right into it, guys. When people lose weight, what happens is when you're in a calorie deficit or you're restricting your calories for a long period of time, like 16 weeks or more, there are physical changes in your body that happen to help your body kind of remain in like a homeostasis. Like the body wants to be the same, and it works really hard to kind of keep you in this place. So after you are in a calorie deficit for a certain amount of time, your metabolism slows down, your hormones are affected, and it actually, your body tries to make you gain the weight back. So this is why it's so hard for people. And specifically when I'm working with clients, I like to remind them midway through or when they're struggling that you don't necessarily have to keep these low calories to maintain your weight that you're currently at. So reverse dieting is basically a technique that is going to allow you to eat more calories. It's also a technique that helps you get past a plateau while you're dieting for a long period of time. And reverse dieting is also used for, well, I would say bodybuilding, but anyone who is trying to put on more muscle without gaining fat. So reverse dieting is actually used in a lot of different ways, but surprisingly enough, a lot of people have no idea what I'm talking about when I refer to reverse dieting. So here are the basics that you need to know so that once you do either hit a plateau in your weight loss or you've hit your goal weight and you don't want to yo-yo diet, or if you are at a happy weight but you are looking to put on more muscle, this is the technique that you can use to reach your goals. I also have a cheat sheet that I'm working on for my clients. So if you're interested in that, message me and I'll let you know how you can get that. It makes it a little bit easier and explains it. And again, it's really simple, but you have to be very intentional and you have to be kind of disciplined. You have to almost be more disciplined when you are doing reverse dieting than when you are just doing dieting in general. So, and the reason is that if you, well, let me go into what happens. So let's say you've been dieting for 4 months, 5 months, and your metabolism is actually slower. So the leaner you get, the longer you've been in this deficit, the slower your metabolism is going to be. And so hormones like T3, testosterone, and leptin, these are hormones that help you build muscle, help you feel satiated so you're not as hungry. All of these hormones start to slow down so that your body is actually more primed to put on fat. So all the things that you are trying to avoid are more likely the longer you've been dieting. So your goal is to slowly increase calories so that you can bring your metabolism back up so that you can either eat more or just, again, if your metabolism is going slow, that is one of the reasons why a lot of people hit a weight loss plateau is because they're eating so little calories that now their metabolism is so slow that their body's kind of fighting them and wants them to actually put the weight back on, which happened with Shelly. Hey, Shelly, I see you joined us today. That was happening with Shelly. We were talking and she had hit a plateau for 2 weeks. And a lot of times, you know, if you're working with a personal trainer and you're lifting weights, some people might say, okay, well, you're probably putting on muscle. I don't agree necessarily because you put on muscle pretty slowly. So if you're in a weight loss mode and you haven't lost weight in a couple weeks, a lot of times we want to kind of look at, not necessarily that you're always going to lose weight every single week, but if it's been a few weeks, I want to kind of look at what they're doing. And I saw that Shelly was actually, I hope she doesn't mind me saying this, but I was finding that she wasn't eating enough calories, so we actually had her reintroduce calories, and that's when the scale started to drop again, which is good because, again, it's just showing that, she was increasing her metabolism, which was stopping her body from fighting her losing weight. And I'm going to check something here. All right, so the other thing is so once your metabolism has slowed down, like I was saying before, you kind of want to start to slowly and intentionally increase your calories. The thing that most people do, thanks, Shelly. The thing that most people do, and so let's say you're dropping a lot of weight for a wedding and you want to fit into a wedding dress, or let's say you're doing a competition, or you have a vacation, or there's some kind of event where you are restricting, and you are trying to, get to this goal weight. What happens after you get there? A lot of times, the diet and everything else goes out the window. You don't keep on with that diet, or you don't slowly increase calories. It's usually, okay, wedding, honeymoon. And what do you do on your honeymoon? You eat a lot, and what your body's right now primed to actually put on fat. So you spent all that time trying to lose weight. This light is a little too bright. I feel like I'm getting super washed out. So you're trying to lose weight. You've slowed your metabolism down. And as your metabolism slowed down, it is ready to put on some fat. And what do? You go and you kind of throw caution to the wind, and you eat and drink. And the body's like, yes, everything that we've been waiting for. And it just puts that weight on and stores it. Same thing as if you've been, getting ready for a vacation or anything. Say you've just been working out for a really long time, and you finally get to a somewhat happy weight, and you're like, okay, finally I can, loosen the reins a little bit. You do, and what happens? You put on a lot of weight relatively quickly. Another way that people could be using this reverse dieting is if you are trying to put on muscle. So whether you've been dieting for a long time or not, if you are dieting for a really long time, if you want to then go into a muscle building phase, you want to do it really slowly. You want to maintain your calories for a while and just see what your body does, and then slowly add in calories, like 5% of your carbs and 5% of your fat. And it's going to depend, you can mix that up a little bit depending on if you're someone who gains fat relatively easy. If you're someone that gains muscle relatively easy, you might be more prone to, increase your carbs versus your fat, but that's going to depend on the person and their biology. So you want to slowly add those calories back in week to week and see if your body actually fluctuates. So say you add in 5% more than what you ate last week, so you do have to watch your macros. If you don't gain any weight, then the week after that, you're going to then increase your calories, carbs, and fat. You're going to increase those again by 5%. Now, if you get to a place where you start to gain weight, you want to slow down those increase in calories. You might even find, when you hit a plateau, if you increase those calories, you might find that you actually drop weight. So same thing, if you are, you can use that if you are trying to get past a plateau, but if you're trying to put on muscle, you'll know that you are eating too little calories. If you increase your calories and then you start to lose weight, and then what you do is the exact same thing. You would increase your calories slowly but surely until you stop losing weight and you start either maintaining or very gradually gaining weight. One thing that, now this might not apply to a lot of people, but if you're someone who is looking to put on muscle and not fat, maybe you want to get into bodybuilding, or maybe you're just interested in putting on a little bit more muscle, one thing you do want to realize is in this bulking phase, if you're putting on more than 1% of fat a week, you are not doing it correctly. You do not want to you don't want to put on all this weight onto your body, because first of all, it's not healthy and it's not necessary. If you're doing it slow enough and you're doing it very intentional, you can put on a good amount of muscle without all the unnecessary and unwanted fat. The problem comes is when you are just putting on you're going from restricting right to an excess of calories. Like I said, that is when you prime your body to put on fat. So if you are having problems with yo-yo dieting, say you lose a bunch of weight and then you put it all on, lose a bunch of weight and then you put it on and then some, this is probably your issue. So I would suggest, if you're out there and you want to lose weight and you want to lose it forever, you want to do it very strategically and use the reverse dieting strategy. Because like I said, you're going to just keep on going through this because every single time you try to lose weight, you are going to slow your metabolism down. So if this is your problem, again, reverse dieting is what I would suggest that you do. You can always look it up. Otherwise, message me if you want some more information on your specific goals. I don't want to see people losing weight, hitting their goal just to put the weight back on, because it's not necessary. And I think a lot of people get demotivated because they're like, okay, I'm barely eating anything, I'm still not losing weight, and they think that once they do hit their goal weight, or if they're having a hard time hitting their goal weight, that there's no way that they can sustain the calories and that weight, which I try to explain to them. You don't have to. We're in a calorie deficit. You're trying to lose weight. Once you get to your goal weight, we can increase your calories without you gaining weight, as long as, again, you do it in a very intentional, methodical process. Thank you, Jen. It is good content today. I wish more people were hearing this. Hopefully you share this. If you know anyone, which is at least most women, if they struggle with the yo-yo dieting, it is not something that you have to struggle with. You just have to be very intentional. And again, reverse dieting or getting back to that maintenance is actually much harder than weight loss, because weight loss, you don't have to be as specific. You can kind of just cut calories, increase your cardio, increasing your weights, and you're more likely to lose weight. So it's really a little bit harder to bump that metabolism back up so that you don't have to stay in that restricted calorie zone, which is not even good for you. So there you go, guys. Reverse dieting. Message me if you have any questions on it. I'd love to help you out. I don't want you guys struggling. Let's put on some muscle. Let's be happy. I eat more than most people, so hit me up and we can talk about it more. I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.